You want damage like that? No worries, I got you! In this video I'll show you my KVD boom build, both the lunar and non-lunar versions, so you can start melting enemies in no time. I made a video on this about a month ago, but this time we're taking it up a notch. I'm back to show you the best stats and mods for the KVD boom build. Alright, let's start with the KVD boom lunar build. For the KVD weapon mod, go with flame resonance paired with a burn suffix. As for the attribute effects, focus on burn damage, blaze damage, and if you can get damage against elite enemies or the great ones, that's even better. For the secondary weapon I'm using bingo, but honestly you can go with any weapon that has bullseye on it. It works great when you're spraying enemies with the KVD after landing that bullseye shot. For the mods, use vulnerability amplifier with a bullseye suffix. As for the attribute effects, focus on crit damage on target and bullseye duration. If you're using a bullseye with a lower trigger chance, you can focus on trigger chance. Now let's talk armor sets. Run 3 pieces of shelter, 2 pieces of blackstone, and for the key gear, make sure you're using the BBQ gloves. For the hat mod, go with deviation expert and make sure it has a lunar suffix. As for the best attribute effects, look for lunar status damage, lunar elemental damage, damage against elite enemies, and damage against the great one. If you can get all of that, yeah, that's insanely OP. For the mask, use blaze amplifier with a talent suffix. The attribute effects, same idea as before. Focus on elemental damage, status damage, damage against the great one, and damage against elite enemies. And if you can get both yellow status damage and yellow elemental damage, that's super powerful. Now for the top piece. Okay, don't copy me on this one because I'm using rejuvenating. I'm only using it since it's the only mod I've got with really good attribute effects, like lunar elemental damage and lunar status damage. But what I do recommend is going with quick comeback with a lunar suffix. That way, every time you need to reload, you can just hit the activator and boom, reload done. Super handy, especially since the KVD's reload time is painfully slow. And make sure to equip the large LMG drum mags. They give you a massive 120 round mag which pairs perfectly with quick comeback. More bullets, less reloading, and way more uptime on your damage. For the pants mod, use reload rampage with a talent suffix. As for the attributes, same as before. For the gloves mod, go with status enhancement with a talent suffix. For the shoes, use covered advance also with a talent suffix. If you manage to get all your mods stacked with elemental damage, status damage, damage against the great one, and damage against elite enemies, congrats, you're an absolute beast! Alright, now let's move on to the non-lunar build. For the main weapon mod and the secondary weapon mod, it's the same setup as the lunar build. For the non-lunar armor setup, it's pretty much the same. Run 3 pieces of shelterer, 2 pieces of blackstone, and the BBQ gloves as your key gear. For the hat mod, use deviation expert with a talent suffix. And just like before, make sure the attributes focus on elemental damage, status damage, damage against elite enemies, and damage against the great one. Make sure get those attributes effects on every mod you equip. For the mask mod, go with blaze amplifier and make sure it has the talent suffix. Now for the top mod, again, don't copy me here because I'm using critical rescue, and that's only because it's the best one I've got with solid attribute effects. I definitely recommend going with quick comeback with a talent suffix. For the pants, use reload rampage with a talent suffix. For gloves, go with status enhancement, also with talent suffix. And finally, for the shoes, run covered advance with a talent suffix. The damage difference between the lunar build and the non-lunar build isn't that big. If you want to really see how much damage you're putting out, try putting around 10 dummies. Shooting just one dummy won't give you the full picture. The damage looks different when you're hitting multiple targets. It seems like the more targets your pyro dino hits, the bigger the explosion damage gets. So yeah, test it out on a group, not just one. If you want to take down enemies faster, here's a tip. First, aim your crosshair at enemy and hold each's designated target. Once the pyro dino fires, take it back right away. This helps you save your deviant energy. Then just hit the enemy down with your KVD right where the pyro hit. Just keep repeating that cycle. That's the core playstyle of running KVD with Pyro Dino. Alright, let's talk about calibration blueprints for the KVD and your secondary weapon. For the KVD, you've got two solid choices. Either go with assault style with double elemental damage or rapid shot style with double elemental damage. Personally, I prefer assault style. As for your secondary, go with rapid shot style and look for double weakness damage. For the cradle, use anti-coherence, tactical leap, deviant energy defense, status enhancement, rapid aid, elemental sense, blazing detonation, and bounty hunter. Now, if you want your damage to hit like this, you've got to use the right ammo and eat a buff. Let's start with the ammo. There are 3 types you can use with the KVD. First, penetration ammo, second, suppression ammo, and third, disintegrating ammo. Which one you use really depends on the situation. If you're clearing humanoid silos, go with penetration ammo. If you're going up against deviant silos, use suppression ammo. And while you can use disintegrating ammo for all silos, which I don't recommend it, the damage difference compared to penetration and suppression ammo is pretty significant. For the buffs, drink Whimsical to boost your status damage by 25%. For food, eat bone in deviated sausage to get 15% more damage against bosses, or you can eat surprise spring roll to boost elemental damage, which is good for lunar build. Make sure to cook using the goat meat for extra 2% burn damage. And if you want your pyro to hit targets faster, just spam it like this. And that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Once Human Guide content. And I'll see you in the next one.